Welcome, and in today's video I want to start where I left off in last week's video. We had a little look at Salt Lake City. In two separate emails I received this same link, and I think it's appropriate. Currently, the Salt Lake Temple is under construction, or renovation, once again, and it will be so until 2024. They have dug up the foundations, and I look forward to getting out there soon, hopefully taking some pictures. And why do I always return to Salt Lake City, not only physically but in research, is because I think it's a prime opportunity to showcase a reset. And if you're new to all this, a reset simply being a wipeout of a recent civilization as little as 200 years ago. And we, in modern times, and as a people, being a replacement civilization, inheriting all the wonders of the past and not being told anything about it. In fact, quite the opposite, being told that our people created these works, going back for over 1,000 years. The architectural style of the buildings not changing throughout this 1,000+ year period, or from country to country, always displaying what we call this Greco-Roman architectural style. There are hundreds of sub-names for this style, but in the end, all showing the hand of a common designer or people, displaying arts, statues, symbols that don't belong to our people. And when it comes to Salt Lake City, it's no different. The only difference is, this city is not much more than 100 years old. One of the last cities in our narrative to be established shortly after San Francisco, and both displaying the same impossibilities of build-out of not only the city, but each and every building. It's one thing when we see this style of architecture in Europe, in the Middle East, and other parts of our realm, where this style would fit into the historical narrative. But when this style comprises the majority of a city built out in less than 50 years by a people who arrived with little more than horse, oxen, wagon, and the clothes on their back. And as always, I don't know, and that's why I research. And I thought today we'd have a look at a nice selection of pictures. Once again, I think they're a good source of historical evidence. Anyone can write some words in a book and paint or draw some beautiful depictions, but as they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I started this video this morning, or at least started to start, and now it's almost 11 in the evening. It seems like everything gets in the way and distracts us from doing anything, really. So here we are. And just to set the backdrop, in 1847, a little handful of people, Mormon settlers, came to the Salt Lake Valley. And by 1913, we have this. A very similar picture that could be taken today. A 50-year city, and not just a junkie city, similar to San Francisco. Another 50-year city built out in the same fine detail as the most beautiful cities in the world. And here we have the very beginning, the quarries. And I don't discredit the ability of man to cut stone and to erect works of wonder. I do, however, question the ability to do this in a short amount of time, with no modern machinery and no massive armies of manpower. And again, as I said, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Hard work can be captured in a photograph, and this is something that we seldom see. So here again we have the very beginning, the temple not built according to their history, and not beginning construction until 1872. Here we can have a little look at granite being quarried at Little Cottonwood Canyon, which is about 10 or 15 miles away from the site. 1872, and here in 1913 we see a complete build-out of Salt Lake City, looking like it does in modern times. And back here we can see the temple completed. In fact, they tell us the temple took 40 years to complete. And here we are at the very beginning. We see this massively impressive wall surrounding the entire grounds, and this wall is very impressive. Before anything has been done, no mention of this wall. Surely they would boast that before they began construction of the Great Temple, they built a massive wall around the whole 10-acre grounds. Seems like something you would do after construction, making it less difficult to bring materials in from all directions and moving dirt out as well. And this is supposed to be another look during construction. We see this wall, and we also see this tabernacle, which is another anomaly they tell us nothing about. At the rate that they were going, 40 years to construct the temple, this thing should have taken at least 10. And mind you, this is where the beautiful old world organ resides. And that's another story as well. But getting back to our site, by the early 1900s, the entire city is built out. And yet here, in this photo, while they're building the temple, they show us a very primitive, Old West downtown, not looking anything like the direction we're heading. Here we have 1882, what we would expect of the Old West, and here, in less than 20 years, we have a completely modern looking city. Skyscrapers, train system, Antiquitech. And mind you, this is one of the first things they're supposed to build upon settling into this valley, after being persecuted and driven out of Illinois, again arriving with little more than their belongings in wagons. And yet this city looks very established. Here, while they're so worried about building a temple, it seems like they already have a fine little temple here. A beautiful castle that looks much more glorious in this picture than it does today. And all these trees, at least 15 to 20 years of growth. And here a little look from the north, looking south, and really looking like a city that was once established, now in ruins. And just to prove this, compared to the Old West photo they showed us, what we can see back here are very advanced looking buildings. Here we can see a row of what looks like a dozen columns, some massive building similar to a courthouse, and again just seeming like this city goes on, and yet it seems to be smudged out at about this point. And this photo is very dark, and again seems to have been tampered with. Here we're halfway through construction, which has to bring us to the 1870s, 1880s, and this city not looking like it's on its way to this. Not what they want to depict, at least. This photo giving the impression that we ought to have for a city just starting out, and I have a feeling the front half is an actual photo and the back half is a rendering. And here, maybe 3/4 complete, we see absolute roads of mud and abandonment. And the mud seems pretty recent, not full of ruts from snow and rain, but rather looking like a city that's been abandoned for at least 50 years, maybe less. And again, we see these massive columns in the background, really pretty massive buildings, as it is downtown. But somebody has come in and made it look like there's pollution or fog. These cranes always seeming to be in the same position, and the only people I can see are these three characters down here. Here again, a picture of construction still going on. We see the horse and wagons in the streets, and very mature trees. Again, if the temple is not complete, we have to place this around 1880, and have these settlers had time to plant all these trees? Really, when I look at these houses, they already seem in disrepair. You can see the weathering on the roof line here, like it's taken some water damage. The chimney really burnt out, and it looks like these buildings are all made of brick. What mention of the production of all of this brick, not only in Salt Lake City, but all throughout our realm. A kind of smoking gun, waiting to be explored. And nothing really seems to change. I think these buildings now don't look as old westy as they did in the earlier photo. They are now made of brick, and they actually look old, not like new construction. And now these buildings have these ornamental flares cast of concrete, and what I believe is this is exactly what was here in that earlier photo, and this is not brand new construction. And really the town not changing, the population not growing. By the late 1800s, shutter speed and cameras quick enough to capture an image. Here we can see a man clearly walking, and there's no excuse. Not a single person on this construction site. We can see some junky little cabins down here, the types of construction we would expect from a settling people. And why would these people need to build this? Especially when they already have this and this. How many houses of worship do a people require to praise the Lord? Here they are, if only we could ask them. And here in 1890, we have a nice posing, not a lick of construction, but a nice photo opportunity, revealing much. The temple looking aged in this photo. One window is in, and we can also see the windows that are currently filled in with dirt. And in current times, I believe this has been turned into a doorway, and there's stairs leading up to it. I think 3 or 4 spots around the temple showing these same characteristics. And these are the most perfect stones, supposedly transformed from these rough granite blocks into these polished, mortarless blocks. And here in 1890, and now we see the planting of young trees, what we would expect, not like what we saw in the earlier photos. And here it must have been a clear day, because we can see the mountains. And 2 more years of construction. Looks like they're having a little party, or the laying of the capstone. And at least they tell us that this took 40 years. Not like other parts of our narrative where buildings like this would be thrown up in 1 year. 1 year seeming to be the magic number. Oh, what they couldn't do in 1 year. And here in 1892, the wagon train on its way to the temple dedication. That's it. The whole thing seeming really ironic. This primitive caravan next to this tech, this electric trolley system. And in just 10 short years, we'll go from this feel to this. And lastly and finally, this channel recently shared a video showing some of these anomalies at the Mormon temple. And I'll leave the link to his video some interesting puzzle pieces, and I'm just going to show you this one. Here's an aerial photograph showing the temple complete, and everything looking fine and dandy, with the exception of this Mormon Tabernacle choir. This is an absolute first for me. I'm not going to dig into it tonight, but I look forward on hearing your comments. Was the temple at one point an airport terminal? This is absolutely astounding to see. Never once have I seen this picture, and we've seen a lot of repurposing, but if this is true, it brings a whole new meaning to the idea. And for today, I thank you so much for joining me. Do have a blessed day. Please like, comment, and subscribe.